Well, it's another News Game Plus, or it's New Game Plus time, and more. Dermie with New Game
News Plus Games,
whatever
plus
the hell,
more.
whatever anybody else is calling it.
The mad scramble for them to make up a new thing, and it was from basically half an hour after I posted on there because they announced it, and I posted. Great name for a podcast, guys. I'm sure I've heard it somewhere before. Facebook.com/, sorry, New Game Plus TV /News Game Plus. And it's just a fucking scramble. And people liking my comment and stuff like that.
They have a purple background.
People like to say, like you don't. Hanlon's razor. Don't attribute. Is it Hanlon's razor? Occam's razor. Don't attribute to malice what needs to be attributed to incompetence. But I feel sometimes that they think that they can just do it and get away with it. And we are committed trolls, if nothing else. Like we hassled IGN when they did it, and then we hassled New Game Plus Expo when they did it. We bought New Game.
We did actually.
We bought the URL for that. So thanks for all the extra hits, boys. Thanks for all the follows on Twitch too. That was mint. I streamed that night. I got 500 follows from it. So
that's good. Well, it is nice to annoy everybody else. It's a peaceful industry of people that just respect each other.
Yeah. It's got to be said. It's got to be said that the amount of people that came to the channel and went, "Oh, you guys are just like trying to divert thing," and I said, "Have a look at the date of the streams. Like, how have I got this many people if I'm copying?" And they're like, and they all realised that the people just didn't look up the names or whatever. And then most of the people stayed around and watched it with us anyway.
I think there's for a company the size of IGN, there's a fair amount of arrogance involved.
For sure.
But anyway, it was good fun. We were going to have a lot more fun if we've got.
They kept pushing it. What have I got to lose? When you just sue me? Like
and Matty said he chimed in as well.
Yeah,
that was Sips. Anyway, look, let's start with some gaming news because we are supposed to do that. And we're Sunday.
That was technically gaming. Well, not news.
It was actually no gaming news. Well, it was news. Yeah, so basically, News Game Plus as the name of a podcast. Has been tried by some other very large places since. And in fact, there is another mob wanting to start a late night gaming news show to put on TV even. So
I'll tell you. There'd be some people they could hire as producers on those things, and they just make so much money.
I tell you what, I would love if this is just not just this stuff, but for the tech work I do as well. I would love Australia to have an investment culture that wasn't just houses.
Yeah, it's real bad. It's real bad here.
And actually, not just investment. See, so I was actually when I was looking at this stuff I was talking about last week with my son was showing me all these streamers and that, right? And I did think afterwards, our lack of internet. I mean, do we have any really big Australian? Do we have any really big world size, like not quite PewDiePie size, but massive streamers?
I think our biggest YouTube channels that are like singular creators is it Justine Nguyen, the makeup chick, and she's got 5 million. And Aussie Man Reviews has got 1.1 million.
Yeah, I like his videos. Not so keen on his commentary, but I like the video collections he gets. But see, I was thinking afterwards, during that like boom of YouTube that went through the Minecraft years, there's suddenly all these big, you had your Stampy Cat, Dan TDM and all that. Yeah, these big Minecraft streamers. We really, in Australia, because we had no internet, we really got robbed of that growth.
PewDiePie succeeded on the back of the algorithm because it wasn't the American algorithm messing up. Do you know, because the way
it was promoting overseas channels. It was promoting non-American channels. He was in America at the time. Yeah. And he was releasing him
through his Swedish account.
So he played the game. Good on him. He played the game. Other people could have as well, but he did. But see, the thing is, in Australia, we kind of, if you have a look at there's a percentage of the very large online identities by following. We don't have many, and we should because we normally punch above our weight.
Australians are pretty much relegated to 4chan. Australians are a huge percentage of 4chan. I think Mood made that point many times. He said the most overrepresented group is Australia,
and that's why there's so many shit posters on there. Correct, because they're all Australian. So Mood actually
called that out pretty early. Yeah.
We are weird mix culturally of shit posters and social justice warriors.
Yes,
we do have those real extremes in Australia, and I think it's based on our sense of humour and how we view things.
You can take the piss in Australia where you just can't do it in America. They just don't appreciate it. There was a good article actually by the guy who did Necro Barista, and he was saying about making, because Necro Barista is set in Carlton, at a game about being dead and making coffee for ghosts and stuff like that. And so it was about adapting that content, uniquely Australian content set in Australia, to still captivate an American audience. And that's why Aussie Man Reviews does, because it's such broad strokes. It's like, ha, he said cunt. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why they can laugh at it and go, yeah.
Well, they're getting a bit. Well, they're in for a shock because it's. I'm going to jump into some gaming news because there's a game coming soon, Cyberpunk 2077. I'm excited about it because it looks like the spiritual Deus Ex we'll never get. A couple of these stories today are linked, but actually in the preview when they've got Keanu Reeves' character, he actually says that.
Yeah,
and that's going to drive them nuts. Because they don't have the same view of it. Australians are all going to go, yeah! The Yanks are going to lose it. So, it's gonna be, and especially coming from Keanu.
Yes.
Who's one
Mr. Big Chungus himself.
Yeah, so that's going to be... Anyway, Cyberpunk 27... Well, we'll just... Yeah. It is coming soon, which is... And it is... to me, it is the spiritual... Deus Ex game I'll be waiting for. In fact, I watched the at least one of the previews. It really looked like it was like the Hengsha parts of
the
Human
Chinese
Revolution.
Parts for
it
sure.
just looks so much like it. The same grunge.
Which is, I mean, they're going to drive.
Tightness.
Yeah, the Chinese are going to drive that design, and they've already started. You've seen the buildings in the city and stuff. Even like grocery stores, and the way they do fonts and the way they do kind of framing for ironwork and stuff like that. It's just different to the way it's done. So it's already even in. Australia, which has usually its own design aesthetic, or at least borrows from different things, there already seems to be like that Chinese aesthetic. So we're
on our way to the Firefly future, where it's all a mix of Chinese and American, which wouldn't die a shock at, to be honest. Anyway,
I figure we've all assumed that's how it's going to go.
So the other thing is, I did notice, and a few other people picked it up, the graphics have dropped a little bit from not quite Colonial Marines, but the graphics are down a little bit. So
I reckon what it'll be is they'll launch it, and then it'll be come February. They'll do like a performance patch. Do you know what I mean? Like it'll be like here's the game. They'll make it line priced with like because I know that they're not AMD. Some AMD cards can't do ray tracing out of the box. It's only Nvidia cards because Nvidia signed them up. So I reckon what it'll be that, and then when they release that patch in February, March, that's when they'll update a lot of the graphics and stuff.
And the Series X can do it, can't it?
Yes, it can.
Ray tracing? So you reckon there'll be an upgrade for graphics?
Yeah, for sure. I think that'll be the trade-off they're making with the delay and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like that'll be the trade-off. Is they'll go, look, we'll release this, and then after launch and after the first 2 weeks, they'll announce that we know some people aren't happy with the graphical output. So we've got a big performance patch coming in February to fix it. They've already said that they're going to fix a lot of the AMD cards not doing ray tracing in that patch anyway. I reckon it'll just be bigger than that. That's what they'll do.
Well, I still don't care. I'm going to play it. I'm going to love it. I reckon I will, because it does seem like this spiritual Deus Ex I'm never going to get.
Yes, you are never going to get. That is true.
Which is I'm going to go into the next story, and is it been confirmed, or is it still?
I think it's still a rumor, but it's not. It's a Resetera. So
from Resetera.
Yeah. So Resetera is one of those where
there's a bunch of wankers on the internet. We're talking about wankers. Reddit, there's a bunch of wankers. Resetera make Reddit look like there's sane people.
Well, I would say the one thing with Reddit is as much as people say that they want to do. Reddit's an echo chamber. No, Resetera is a echo chamber.
Shocker.
Reddit's a bunch of echo chambers with some crossover, so at least there's some crossover.
Well, it's got like 4 mods for the top 97 Reddit channels. Reddit. So it is an echo chamber.
Yeah. But at the same time,
they shouldn't have
but Resetera, you don't even get access unless you prove certain credentials or prove your kind of... Yeah, and so, look, but the thing with Resetera...
How do you prove you're a massive wanker?
I don't know. Appear on the ABC.
Start a podcast that sounds like somebody else's.
Yeah. No, I think the big thing with it will be, as much as Resetera is a joke, their leaks are usually pretty solid. If there's a Resetera leak and it's false, it will be counteracted in the media very quickly. I would say Resetera is probably
that's because they're on there. That's why it's such a bunch of wankers.
100%. Look, I always say, if it's Resetera and it's a Microsoft leak, it's true. It's not. There's no. Don't even question it. It's true. Like, you don't have to worry that there's not. That it's not real. It's just
Okay, we should say what it is.
The actual
story, since we've just been bagging Resetera, and they deserve it.
For sure. Electric is on Resetera. That's all you need to know.
Well, that's I'm shut down. Yeah. You weren't shooting me down with that. You were just.
I was agreeing. That was it.
Now look. Okay. The story is that Square Enix have lost so much from Avengers.
Yes.
Hopefully I got this right. That they are looking to sell their IPs to Ubisoft.
They're looking to sell the Western Square Enix to Ubisoft. So that would mean Eidos. So that would mean Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Just Cause.
Yes.
Basically getting rid of them. And you know what? This is... What was that German word again?
Schadenfreude.
You say German words so well for a social justice warrior.
Das ist eine,
mate, I'll just put it in Australian terms. Suck shit, dickheads.
Suck shit, dickheads.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, the three Australian proverbs, I should say. Suck shit, dickhead. Go and get fucked. And where's your indicator? Or nice indicator, dickhead. Are the three Australian proverbs.
Well, I'm just going to throw all of them at him because seriously. This is not 2020 hindsight vision. I called this on the show years ago when they announced it. They moved to make an Avengers game after everybody who'd been paying attention knew that when the cinematic universe came to its end, and I know there's still Spider-Man movies, but when it came to its end with Endgame, which was a shit movie anyway, it should have just ended at Infinity Wars.
Infinity Wars was better,
They lost, he clicked, half are gone, he's the hero, we'll get into that later. But But the moment that movie aired, Avengers was done, but with the normies anyway, it was done.
Yeah.
So who was the game being made for? And it was, and the crowd that were keen on all the comics weren't big enough for a game with that budget.
2 points I'd like to make on that. Number one, you're absolutely right in that if they were going to make it and they wanted to make it for the non-normies, then they needed to make it more comic booky, and they didn't. They made it more normie. Do you know what I mean? Like, they made them they all look like off-brand Aldi versions of the people that they play in the movie. You know what I mean?
From Wish. From
Wish. The Wish.com version. The second part of it is I still maintain that making the Avengers was the payola for them getting the access to Kingdom Hearts 3. So for them to be able to use the Disney characters, Disney said, fine, but you need to make a Marvel game for us. Like, or there needs to be some kind. I don't think it is, because Kingdom Hearts was shit and it didn't make any money.
They've got to sell their stuff, not now. But this is not 2020 hindsight vision. I was calling it right early on. We used to film out of the other house. So it was so long ago that this was just a stupid decision. They bodged up in many ways. Mankind Divided. They didn't try and rescue it. They had this Deus Ex universe with the app and the triangles you find everywhere. They had all these big plans. They just threw them away to chase a franchise that, as far as in the normies' minds, was over.
Done. It was finished.
And they didn't look like. I mean, if you were going to do it and you were going to try and get the normies, then Captain America had to look like
at least
Captain America.
Similar to Chris
Iron
Evans.
Iron Man was Robert Downey Jr. and you had to do to change him. It's just every decision there was just obviously dumb at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, suck eggs. Although I am very sad that we won't. Look, if Ubisoft make a Deus Ex game, they're going to fuck it up.
They'll put into Watch Dogs, is my worry.
Okay, if they put Adam Jensen into any other game, I'll play it. But
they could do that. They could, because they're putting Sam. What's his name? God damn.
Sam
Fisher
Hyde
from Splinter Cell into Rainbow Six.
So that's not a giant leap, though.
No, it's not. But you could definitely do the same thing because you just have his special powers are pretty similar. He can sense through walls. He's got the ballistic thing. What's it called? The hive or whatever it's called.
Exploding heartburn.
Yeah. He's on the Gaviscon bottle like this. I think look, there could be worse times for it. But I genuinely think, as a general rule, it could be worse hands than Ubisoft, and those worse hands are Square Enix West. Eidos, do you think Crystal Dynamics wanted to make it? No, they wanted to make Deus Ex 3. You know what I mean? They wanted to keep going on. They let them make 3 Tomb Raider games. You know what I mean? But Mankind Divided was compared to the first one, Mankind Divided was a worse game. It wasn't so bad as to remove all interest.
It shouldn't destroy a franchise. It wasn't franchise destroying.
Just
bad.
let it finish.
But see, the middle. Even if you you go to any trilogy, the middle's always bad anyway.
Yeah.
Look at Lord of the Rings. The middle movie was actually pretty shit, right?
Yeah,
it was the first movie setting up, and the final one with the payoff.
I still maintain. Well, I mean, look, I think Christopher Nolan's overrated. Full stop. But Batman Begins was the best of those movies. So
Great. I love his movies.
Oh my god. How do you hate Fury?
Fury Road.
You're not allowed to talk about movies.
Fury Road's the worst movie.
You're not allowed to talk about movies.
I'd almost rather watch movie 45 that Liam was talking about. That was a waste of time. Anyway,
going back to a point we had a conversation on Facebook. I would watch old fat Russell Crowe in a new Mad Max movie in a heartbeat. I reckon he would do such a fucking good job of that. Yeah,
because he's a nut. But I actually liked your idea of having Mel Gibson as an old Mad Max as a handover sort of movie. But then I don't know why they don't do those handover movies, because I know we've gone way off games, but Ghostbusters should have done that.
Well, that's what the new one's doing, isn't it? The new one is they find the shit in the garage, and then because we're pretending the Sony the girl one didn't exist. I don't even think it's a problem that it was the girls. It was just that it tried to be a zany reboot, and it's like
it wasn't funny. I mean, look, okay. Ghostbusters 2, well, I agree with you, it wasn't as funny as Ghostbusters 1 by a long way, right? Wasn't anywhere near as good a movie. But Ghostbusters 1, people forget, the reason it worked is because it was three comedians pretty much at their peaks, all individually, especially Bill Murray, who at that time was on fire. And he's just off Stripes.
And they were doing, and they had, then they had the slapstick elements with Slimer, and they had like the silly Harryhausen ghosts and things like that. It was fun. It was easygoing and realistically every movie nowadays is a cartoon anyway. And that's what gets me, is like, animes look down on. Every movie you watch nowadays is a fucking cartoon.
All the good ones come from graphic novels or
have you been watching The Boys? I figured you'd be watching The Boys.
I finished season 2.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We covered this.
Well, we didn't do it on stream, but season 1 I thought was brilliant, and the way it showed the dynamic, especially Homelander, who couldn't be controlled. But then season 2 I thought got lazy, and season 2 looked like I was reading my Twitter feed. It just got really sort of dumb.
You could tell it had less time to make it as well. Like, you tell they were just like pushing it out a bit quicker, and as a result there just wasn't that love and attention going back over it,
and it didn't have that subtlety to it. Like, because season 1, like I said, every time like Homelander turned around angry, and you could see him flinch, right? Because this guy could. And I saw a thing about things they changed in it, and the end of season 2, you know how it is. Okay, it's not a big spoiler, but he's having a wank over the city, saying I can do anything.
I've read the comics. So.
They said, well, apparently I only saw this on the internet, so I might be wrong, but they said the original one, he was supposed to be in space looking at Earth and basically with his eyes glowing as if I could kill all you. And that to me, and then they said they changed it because they wanted the other ending to show something else. I thought that to me was the perfect ending, because this is a superhero that is uncontrollable. But they did that all through the thing. They did that. They sold that so well. But then it got lazy.
Yeah, it is funny because one of the as much as people can complain about the gameplay of Injustice, the story of Injustice was really well done, and that was what that was. Have you?
Oh yeah, no, I love that. I played that on the Wii.
Yeah, I mean the start of Injustice is literally the Joker kills Lois Lane because they're in that universe together.
Yeah,
and Bats is there interrogating him, doing tell me what you know, and fucking Superman just comes through the fucking wall and just splats him, and it's like. Holy shit! Whoa, let's just ease up, fellas. But
that's the thing they did really good in The Boys. And there's some other, you could argue there's some other commentary they were making about masculinity and they were doing it really well though. They were doing it in a way that you think about.
Yeah.
Whereas season 2 of The Boys got in a way that you don't have to think about. Yeah. And that's the bad bit, because when the people writing it and that are doing the thinking for you, it doesn't stick.
Can I say one more controversial thing, and then we'll move on to the next one? If you've watched the Amy Schumer show, right? I don't know you haven't, right? No, see,
I actually have.
So the first few seasons are fine. Like, you can say, she was vulgar girl or whatever, but when she was,
not a problem I have, but
but so like when she would make a point, so when she did the orgy scene, where she's like, "This is empowering," blah blah blah, and like then the discourse between the two of them, where it's like, "Well, hang on, we don't want to do anything. You don't want to," like them being respectful of her boundaries and her freaking out. Like, it was a really interesting shift in the dynamics of what people think these sleazy things are about. And the first 2 seasons are full of that back and forth, where it's like, here is the dynamic flipped on its head to show you the perspective of it, right?
To make you think.
Yeah. Season 3 and 4, she explains every joke. Every joke, it has to end with her stepping out triumphant and fucking, Betty the, and I'm like, you don't have to do that. We got it. We got your joke. And that's one thing that Key and Peele did well right up until the end of their show.
Who's that?
The two, so Key and Peele, you've seen him in every, so Jordan Peele he did Get Out and Us, the movies.
I haven't seen them.
They're very good. Get Out's much better than Us. And you've seen Keegan-Michael Key in a heap of stuff. Two like half black, half white comedians. And so they were doing like all the jokes and stuff. And so a lot of their stuff was the same thing where they were like, it was kind of a Chappelle show for the new age where it was like, here's this sketch. Funny. Yeah, here's this sketch that's deliberately turned on its head to show you the absurdity of it. But they never then committed to we have to show that we're right. Well, no, you are right, but you don't have to make... Like, if you explain the joke, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
you have to make the other person think. The moment the target thinks, then you've got them.
Yeah.
When you do the thinking for them by your writing or your acting, you can't influence them. You can't change them because instantly either they go, yeah, I already agree with that anyway, and that's not the person you're trying to speak to, or the shutters come up. Right? And as soon as they feel threatened, the shutters come up. Then you're never going to reach
that was the funny part, because Amy Schumer, when she really started to cop shit, was when season 3 and 4 aired of her show, which was when she started to go full, I have to explain feminist theory. It's like, no, you don't have to add the 101, women's studies theory on top of it.
It's also not very funny. But
well, you can find it not funny, but the first few seasons, she like the way that the jokes were told were genuinely about turning those things on their head. Do you know what I mean? And that was what was good.
You want your target to think.
Yeah, absolutely.
The moment the person you're trying to influence starts thinking,
and you start talking down to them,
it's not like red pilling or anything. It's just you start them thinking, and as soon as you start getting thinking, their mind changes.
Yeah.
But if you do the thinking for them, that doesn't change. And this is what we talk about a lot about politics in games and video game coverage.
Just lazy the way they do it.
Just most people just aren't good enough.
Well, that's, again, goes back to like Spec Ops and stuff, where Spec Ops The Line. I mean, the scene where you're like, I'm just doing what an army man does in Spec Ops, and then you walk through the fucking, like, ghostly, the Pompeii-esque corpses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, holy shit. Like, they turned you on the head. You're like, do you feel like a big man now? Do you know? And it literally says that. It's like, do you feel like a big man?
Yeah, but it has the delivery there.
Yeah, absolutely.
They weren't preaching or anything.
Yeah,
they were saying, look what you did.
Yeah.
And they did it because they were so effective in the game, because beforehand you were enjoying it.
Yeah.
But then it's the moment you make your target think.
Turned it on its head.
Yeah. But anyway, actually, and Simon commented there, female Ghostbusters is cringe-worthy when we're talking about movies.
Yeah.
I watched it because I always like to see what... I even watched Fury Road, that's the worst movie ever, so I can watch Ghostbusters. But the thing is, the female Ghostbusters problem was it wasn't like funny. So it wasn't. It was okay. Actually, the funniest character was Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
He was the funniest one in it. But
it's funny because all these actresses individually are funny. Kristen Wiig thinks she's great. She's in Arrested Development and stuff like that. I don't hate Melissa McCarthy. I'm going to put that out there. If you look at her as like female Chris Farley, she's fine. Like, she knows what she's doing and she fills that niche and it's fine.
Probably tried too hard. The delivery wasn't. You go back and
I think it's, again, like Cloney says, it's the script. It was just shit writing and too much CGI. Like, they turned into a cartoon.
And you know what? They probably knew it was shit when they started making the internet stuff. The internet hates movies.
Sony are the kings of that. Yeah. The only reason people don't watch our movies is because North Korea is hacking us. They're all bullshit.
Have you seen The Dictator?
Yeah.
It is. Oh my God, it is so bad. It's just tries so hard to be funny. And I was watching it with my wife, and we're just sitting there going, "What the fuck?" And in fact, you know how they said that North Korea was going to bomb cinemas that played it?
Yeah.
That would have been good.
That would have been better.
like I would have been there going, "Terrorists, please end this movie." Anyway, that's a very bad taste joke.
You're cancelled now.
Someone will cut that couple of seconds out, right? Yeah. And the friendly Geordies me. There's enough of my material they can.
You're in trouble.
You
can go to your Twitter feed.
You can have a mixtape. So let's go with.
Sweet can.
So Square Enix has stuffed up. That's where we were going there. Not 2020 hindsight vision. We could see it. I could see it. I was saying on the show years ago when they first announced it. It was years, wasn't it?
Yeah. Same. As soon as they announced, I'm like, why would you do this?
And you know the other thing, don't set up. Sega does this as well. Valve does it. Don't set up trilogies. Just treat every game, if you're developing it and writing it and coding it, as your last, please. Because don't leave things hanging like who the hell Janus is, right? Because you know what? You may not finish that game. That's just the way it is. So you may not finish that series. Sega didn't with when they did the Sonic 4, which is actually pretty good. They pulled out of that. Obviously, Valve has one game they could finish one day if they ever feel like it.
If they could be bothered,
So I know there's a lot of pressure on it, but this one as well. Just don't have. I would say to any devs and publishers, don't start something and say this is going to be finished over a sequence of games because realistically it might not happen. You know what? It's only going to get harder, I reckon.
And you think they would have learned the lesson from Mass Effect where they painted themselves into a corner anyway. And granted that the multiple spooling ends of Deus Ex were never quite as varied as Mass Effect attempted to be, but it was still there, you know what I mean? Like multiple different ways to resolve
Why
different
couldn't they
characters.
cancel Mass Effect and keep Deus Ex going? I know it's a different company.
They're going to bring back Mass Effect.
But that's like saying, why is there only one season of Firefly and 19 seasons of Kardashians? Like, life just isn't fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, just don't things... actually, Oz has just backed me up there. He was actually with me when I did a segment on the show.
As soon as they announced it, As soon as they announced it, it was like, this is the worst idea you can possibly do.
All right, let's do another story. So, but seriously, suck eggs, Square Enix.
No one feels sorry for you, I promise you.
I mean, I feel bad. I'm looking at Deus Ex, but Cyberpunk 2077 better be good. All right, cool. Now, Bethesda has said that you know how they're Microsoft Studio now.
Yeah.
And in fact, we know they won't be the last, but I reckon. Yeah. Anyway, I'll save that. Now, Bethesda has said that. Their games will not be exclusive to Microsoft platforms, but they did say that they will be first and either better or best on Microsoft platforms, which means you're going to get shit optimizations.
Sounds awesome.
It's going to be jerky, guys. So you know that fast PS5 hard drive? Don't worry about it.
But this was, I mean, again, you want to talk about stuff I said ages ago. I mean, to me, that was just going to be so obviously what happens is like, they're going to prioritize the ease, the easiest format to do it. And the second that you bring any technology that requires a deviation from normal standards, it's PS3, not quite as bad as the PS3 was, but so many PS3 games get remade. They remade Demon's Souls because you can't just, you could not just randomly use it. Do you know what I mean? Like you couldn't just boot it over and say, "Oh, this will work now," because you would have had to have coded a PS3 emulator, and it's just not going to happen.
Well, the good news for anybody that likes Bethesda series LA. Anyway, you're gonna get your games on the console, especially your PlayStation.
Yeah.
But it's pretty obvious they're going to develop them on
big
the
Bethesda
Xbox
sale on Xbox as well at the moment. $2 each for all the DLCs for Fallout. And I think Fallout New Vegas and $5 for Fallout New Vegas.
Doom as well.
Doom 1 is on there on special.
My boy's been playing Doom Eternal. Is that the new one? Yeah, you're loving it.
Yeah.
Probably
Is
should.
he a bit young? Yeah.
I probably shouldn't say that.
I mean, it's
so this is from the future.
Yeah. Where he's 18. Yeah. I think. Look, as much as it's violent, it's gory. It's that over the top hyper gore. Like I don't know. There's playing GTA to me is a different mindset to playing this. You know
but the problem with GTA is that you have to be in the it's going to sound bad, but mentally developed enough to understand that it's not real.
Yeah.
That when they talk in that, they're doing a piss take of American culture, and it's a really effective piss take of American culture. But you have to be at the point where you understand that that's what it is, and not actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that's the developmental leap that you should.
I mean, that's always that argument I've had with multiple people. Is Rockstar can say what they make is satire, but is it? And it's like, well, who are you? Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? You have to be explicit when you make satire. I'm like, when you're in America, you have to be explicit. Yeah, they're like, but you have to be explicit. No, you don't. In America, maybe you do. Maybe for you people and your like insane things.
Hell?
But yeah, you do not definitely have
They've
to.
got to have comedy classes in US schools. Seriously.
Yeah. I look, some of the shit they come out with, I'm just like, what do you mean you have to be? Oh, they have to be explicit. But no, they don't. That's the fucking point. Like, if they're being absurd, then just let them be fucking absurd. I don't know, man. I don't like arguing.
Too much time on Reddit.
I do, and that's the funny part is you spot like the Aussies and stuff, and we'll just start taking the piss. The Aussies won't use the /s for sarcasm, And the amount of times you see downvoted comments, I'm like, don't worry, mate, I got it.
I would use it on a comment that wasn't sarcastic.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah. But yeah, no, and then the Yanks will fire up. And the thing is, like, I mean, it's one of those things, like, I pick on the Yanks, but there are some smart Yanks, of course there are. Like, they put man on the moon. Well, I mean, that was
50 years ago, is it?
Yeah.
It was the
but again, that was exactly it. For all the shit you want to say about Australia, at least we're not, like, I mean, we don't attack schooling that badly. Our culture of ignorance is new, and hopefully we can tap it on the head next election. Don't vote for Scott Morrison.
Didn't all the people who helped the US put the man on the moon, didn't they all have relatives in Argentina at the time?
Really makes you think.
So anyway, what was I going to say? Okay, Bethesda games. We keep getting sidetracked. Bethesda games are going to be on everything, but they're going to be developed first
allegedly,
on the Xbox, and then they're going to be ported. They're probably going to end up like Black Flag on the Wii U, and it's going to look like you're downloading an animated GIF of the internet. But
it's funny because Assassin's Creed 3 on Wii U actually is probably the best version of that game, just because they made an optimized port for it, but then Black Flag, like you say, they just released it.
It was just choppy as hell on the Wii U. I was actually keen on playing because the Wii U was good.
It's an awesome game. Like, I don't know if you ever feel like you see it cheap on Xbox or whatever.
I got the boat off the island. I went to the town nearby, and by then I just had enough. It was just like, it was like the old days when I had a 1200 board modem and I was trying to wait for porn to load. It was just a little bit.
It's multi-user dungeon, Ubisoft edition.
Ulan. Or LAN.
Version. But yeah, no, like, honestly, Black Flag is probably top 3 Assassin's Creed games, I would say. It's great, so...
Well, all 3.
Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and then probably Assassin's Creed Black Flag are probably the best 3.
I played the first one. I didn't mind it.
First one's meh.
It's not really my
thing. Two is the best. If you
play
play 2 and it's 2 sequels, they're the best, probably the best 3 to play in a row. So
Black Flag looked like I would like it.
It's very good. And the best part of Black Flag is piloting the ship and like doing all like this naval battles and stuff.
It seemed fun. But anyway, I never got that far. All right, next one. Okay, I'll be interested in your take on this one. Activision Blizzard.
We're off to a bad start.
Okay, cool. They're hiring 2,000 staff, but they've also announced.
Didn't they just lay off a bunch?
They've also announced layoffs. And so if you dig a bit deeper into it, and I might be wrong here, I'm happy to be corrected. You might know more about this. They're transitioning their non-development staff to an outsourcing setup. And the staff they're transitioning are marketing, public relations...
So they're going full outsourcing.
Publishing, customer care, and localization. I thought localization was all outsourced.
Well, usually, yeah, but some places have in-house, yeah.
So basically anybody who's not a developer is basically being casualised.
Getting the arse, right.
Yeah, so they're hiring but also laying off, which means they're laying off people and hiring back on different terms. Now, that's as far as I know for now about it. Right. Something to keep an eye on, and it comes back to what we've talked a few times about. The industry desperately needs some sort of unionisation. And my worry with if the video game industry unionises, there's so many cliques in it. It's going to be used to keep people out. But it does need.
I'm a union man through and through, and even I, as much like I do not like the people. Well, I do not specifically like one of the people who runs the local chapter of the Game Workers Unite or whatever they've called themselves. But that said, I actually genuinely think that they are earnest when they want to do right by their constituents. And I don't need any more friends in this life. I've got enough friends, so I have to be friends with everyone that I interact with. And as long as they do the job for the people that they're meant to, their constituents.
Zero's the ideal number as far as I'm concerned.
Like, as long as they're doing the job for the constituents, I don't care. And that to me is what makes a good union a bad union. It's the reason I joined RAFU, because old mate Josh, I remember he had to come in to sort something out at the place I was working. And he slotted me in a 2-hour break he had between trips to the Fair Work Commission. So he came in to deal with my little petty bullshit, and then he went to the Fair Work Commission to argue against Macca's and against SDA. So to me, it's like, well, you were doing the job for me, and like I say, I'm ready to throw mollies when you need. Just send the call through.
That shows they give a shit.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we are here, yes, Simon. We're all here. I don't know, sorry, Simon in the interview. I insulted him. So anyway, yes. Oh, we all are. If you're on our podcast, we're absolutely friends here.
We're pretty candid,
except for me and Jason when I say that such and such a movie shit, and he's got really shit taste.
Nah, that's fine. Okay. if you knew
And
to Dermie's movie taste, movies Dermie hates. Cloverfield,
shit movie.
Fury Road,
garbage. I wish I didn't watch it.
Movies Dermie likes. Pixels.
Yeah, pretty good, except for Adam Sandler. I'll admit, Adam Sandler and Josh Gad are dickheads.
Okay, on that I agree. I have not watched anything
Common ground
that I found Josh Gad funny in. He did
he was a good snowman. Frozen. He was a voice of...
Why am I watching Frozen? You fucking Disney shill.
You got long hair like a little
Disney
girl.
fucking shill? Jesus Christ.
I had a young daughter at the time. Well, my daughter was young at the time, if you know what I mean.
But at least now she's smart enough to get off Disney and go on to, like, harem manga and anime.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, no, you'll learn. You'll figure it out. And she'll start playing Otome games and stuff. You'll learn.
Well, I shall be concerned.
Yeah, you should. Ask Mish about it. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, what was it talking about? So anyway, Josh Gad and Adam Sandler were dickheads.
But Josh Gad is so unfunny.
Pixels was a cute idea, and I like Pixels, and it would have been a good movie.
Josh Gad is so unfunny.
This arcade stuff, they're a bit wanky, but see, Adam Sandler sort of can be real hit and miss. Like 1% of the time he's kind of pretty funny. The rest of the time, not really.
I think when he's just doing derpy dumb shit, it's fine. When he was doing Happy Gilmore, when he was doing that, especially
Happy
in that
Gilmore
era,
was awesome.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore's still fine.
I
would say right up to like Mr. Deeds, he was fine. But then that shtick got old. You know what I mean?
Click was good. He did a serious movie called Click.
Punch Drunk Love is his better serious movie. If you want to get that's P.T. Anderson. So like that's actually that's a better serious movie. But
I feel like it's probably shit. Christopher Nolan's the best director.
Worst and best game to movie. Let's do this one quickly.
What's this one? Game to movie.
Worst and best game to movie.
Look, game to movie. Look, Sonic was pretty good.
Yeah.
Much better than it should have been.
Pikachu
was good. In fact, we were spoiled. It looks like that was a blip because Monster Hunter looks like we're right back to the bad old days.
Okay. I will say,
the Mario
I'll put it out there, risk my own reputation. I don't hate the first two Resident Evil movies. The first two Resident Evil movies,
seen them.
They are fine. They are not piss your pants, go good. Oz puts up the correct answer. The correct answer is Mortal Kombat. Now,
good or bad?
Fantastic. The first Mortal Kombat movie is fucking sick. It's real good. Good martial arts.
Put under that scroll down.
Yeah, there's fucking scrollers. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat as well. Okay,
so,
cool. Well, there you go.
Paul W.S. Anderson, not Paul Thomas Anderson, Paul W.S. Anderson did Mortal Kombat movie, and that was where he got the gig for Resident Evil. And so then he did the 7 Resident Evil movies, and now he's doing Monster Hunter.
So only 7.
So yeah, only 7. So if Capcom is going to make any more movies, it's going to be Paul W.S. Anderson. You're just going to have to deal with that. But yeah, it's Mortal Kombat, fantastic. Bonza, A1. Worst one, it's got to be a mix of... Like, I have a soft spot for the Mario movie, just because as a piece of avant-garde cinema, it's great. It's like, who takes this and goes, you know what King Bowser should be? Dennis Hopper off his head on drugs. Like, whoever looked at it and went, yes, and was like smoking like a cigarette on one of those long sticks at the time. As a movie adaptation, it was fucking awful. Like, yes. Bob Hoskins kind of looks like Mario. Done. That's all we needed, boys. Put the steel on it. Let's go.
Nobody who wrote it played the game much.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. As a piece of like avant-garde cinema, it was great, but as a movie adaptation, it was awful. Worst one.
At least the Sonic people have worked.
Yeah, that's well. Yeah. Well, after the first time, yeah.
When they had the pedo Sonic, that was pretty bad.
I have a soft spot for the Street Fighter movie. I'm going to put it out there.
I'm going to agree with Oz as well.
Yeah, the Tomb Raiders were okay.
Tomb Raider was okay. Oh, the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raiders. Right,
the new one was.
But the new one was actually
better than that's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, I
agree. So Uwe Boll,
he's my friend on Facebook.
Yeah.
One of you clowns.
What?
One of you clowns is Uwe. Not the real one.
Oh, I was going to say.
One of the clowns. I don't know which one it is. But one of my troll friends is Uwe on Facebook, and I know it's one of them. I know it's not the real one, and so I got a friend request from Uwe. So a little while ago. I don't know which one of you clowns it is though.
If you're going to accuse me of speaking German properly, Uwe Boll. Yeah. He did what? House of the Dead. He did. Was it Knight's Tale, Dragon's Tale? He did a bunch of shit movies. As an edgy boy growing up in the 90s, I did not hate the Postal movie. You go back and watch it now, it's perhaps a little bit cringe, and it's super fucking bullshit edgy boy. I still laugh at it in the same way I still laugh at Freddy Got Fingered. Like, they're just stupid shit movies, and they shouldn't work. Alone in the Dark was the other one that he did. And they were real bad. He was doing that because he was getting an incentive from the German government, I think, to make those movies.
I'll double it to not. I don't know what you mean.
But Blood Rain as well. Blood Rain's getting I'm keen for Blood Rain.
Is that the recent one?
Blood Rain's a vampire game from Xbox.
Okay, no, sorry. Yeah. There's a Vin Diesel one, Blood something. Really good movie. Okay.
I'll take it.
There's a recent Vin Diesel movie, Blood something. I thought that might be it. Yeah. It has to be based on a graphic novel or comic book game, right? But it's really good.
Yeah.
Check it out. You'll hate it because you got bad taste, but it's really, really good. Everybody else, go check it out. The Vin Diesel Blood something.
So I would say honestly, best probably video game.
I think that's it, Alex. Yeah.
Video game movie is probably
Bloodshot.
Mortal Kombat. I would definitely say Mortal Kombat. For worst, Assassin's Creed was pretty bad.
I haven't seen that yet. Is that the one where there was actually nobody Persian in the movie that was set in Persia?
That was Prince of Persia, where Jake Gyllenhaal is the Prince of Persia.
Oh, so it's even in the name, and they didn't.
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal is the Prince of they could have hired an actual Iranian dude who knew how to ride horses and sword fight and all this kind of shit.
Now
and they picked Jake Gyllenhaal. Pixels though.
I'm not a social Jason warrior, right?
Pixels maybe is the worst one if that counts.
But I don't when they talk we've got to do all diverse cast. I'm not really for or against that. I think there's reasons. But I do think the if you're going to shoot a movie in a location somewhere else in the world and it's going to be set there, then it should have the people from that place of the world.
Are you trying to say that people from Tunisia should have been in Mad Max, which is set in obviously Australia?
No, we're set. But no, if you're doing Prince of Persia.
Oh, right? For sure, right? Okay,
you ship a bunch of Yanks over.
I thought you were making a Fury Road thing for sure. No. That I agree on.
Fury Road you just don't make, right? That's my solution. You just don't make that movie in the first place.
Apparently, it's a DC comic, according to Warren.
What is? I could tell it wasn't. Okay, you can spot now movies that aren't Hollywood scriptwriter movies
shows as well
because they're good, right? The ones that haven't purely come out of some Hollywood scriptwriter's mind, they're actually right now.
You got to remember style. You got to remember. So even with comic book movies, and then we'll move on to this last news point that we're meant to be covering.
Did I have? Oh yeah.
Even with Hollywood movies. So if you have a script, let's say you make a script based off a comic book, 20% of that story has to be original content. It has to be taken in by a screenwriter, according to the Screen Actors Guild. Absolutely. That's why they always change endings.
Because they're shit at things.
It's the same with why Stephen King's movies all have different endings. I mean, granted, Stephen King can't write endings. So in the Mist case, have you seen the Mist, the movie? TV show shit.
I know what happens at the end.
Yeah.
In the car with
yeah. And so that changed from the movie, from the book. The book was different. The book they wait and he stays in this.
But why?
Because as part of the agreement with the writing guild, there has to be 20% original content.
You don't need them because
because you can't make a movie in Hollywood without the screenwriter.
Stephen King already wrote it.
No, it doesn't work like that. Again, this is what I'm saying. Ronald Reagan, as much as he was a union buster, he made a lot of union friends in Hollywood.
Isn't he in Call of Duty?
He should be.
No, he looks like...
if I could headshot,
in the new Call of Duty.
Headshot him in Call of Duty over and over again, I'd be pretty fucking happy. No,
I'm pretty sure he's in the new Call of Duty. Sure.
The worst thing that ever happened in the 80s, and a lot of bad stuff happened in the 80s, is John Hinckley's bad shot. Genuinely. The Mist movie was great, but basically, they have to have a specific amount of original content. It's why every comic book changes. And granted, some of them change for the better in the sense that even Fight Club, like the Fight Club movie ending works better for a movie than the book does. The book's ending...
What is the book's ending? Because I like the movie.
Book's ending is he wakes up in hospital and they go, we've missed you, Mr. Durden. It's been thick, so it doesn't end for him. And the idea is that it just keeps going.
Oh, yeah, well, the movie was very subversive.
Yes.
Which I liked.
Yeah. And keep in mind, that was Fox that released that. You know what I mean?
Didn't the guy that made it get sacked?
It was Fincher. Your mate Fincher. Alien 3. Mr. Alien 3.
Okay, so he did good and did bad.
He's done plenty of good.
It's like Rian Johnson.
He did 7. He did...
7 was good.
Yeah. He did the first...
I worked with a guy who said, we were having a debate, if you could take one movie with you to a desert island and only watch for the rest of your life, and we all nominate, and we all nominate porn and stuff, right?
Yeah.
He nominated 7. But what how fucked up are you?
Yeah. Don't fall asleep with that guy. Blade 1 and 2 is a good example of good comic book ones. 3, I could see what they were going for, but they didn't nail the landing.
Why change it? But why change?
You have to. It's part of the rules. But that's why there's always a point of difference. And I get it for sometimes. I think creatively, sometimes it works because books don't necessarily convey into movies well, or comics don't convey. So there are times when you need to tweak things to tell stories. Like even anime into manga and anime. Sometimes you change the order of episodes because the reveal works better for TV. You know what I mean? So changing it for the medium, I think, is fine. But as part of the writing guild, you have to have I think it's 20%. It's like 15%.
My daughter made me watch a bit of Promised Neverland.
That's fine.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, no, geez, I'll tell you what, some of the anime stuff she makes me watch.
It's good. There's really good shit,
really good. Better than any Hollywood crap.
Yeah. Move on to your news. And then
you click a like on one of them.
I did.
Well, Alex would have earned himself a t-shirt if he didn't already have one.
Yeah. The Punisher movies were good. The first one especially. That was great.
Why are we being wished happy birthday?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, thank you. So, Punisher, I haven't seen that either.
The movie, the Thomas Jane one. It's good.
No. Okay, cool.
I haven't seen the TV.
I
TV
see the logo
series.
everywhere.
Yeah, no.
The wankers put the logo
from all the Blue Lives Matter crowd. Yeah. Which is funny that the cops are putting up Punisher logos because it doesn't matter. I mean, they just obviously don't get it.
Well, I don't know either.
Well, he's like a PTSD Vietnam vet who comes back and starts murdering people because he doesn't think the cops doing a good enough job. No, basically, it's basically like comic book Rambo. Okay. But Punisher, the first movie was good, and then the second movie was meh, and the TV show is meant to be good, but yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Alright, do you want to do any video game stuff in the video game?
Yeah, I know. Well, we talked about video game movies or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
at least it's not politics, so yeah.
Alright, cool. Anyway, PlayStation 5 apparently still has a few bugs and more bug reports are coming in.
Yes, I've seen a few of these.
Yep.
The 1440p one is still amazing to me that they can get away with that. That was one we reported on last week.
Yeah, I said that last week. You didn't believe me. You looked at me as if you go, geez, you make up some shit.
No way. I'm like, no way they're that. No, apparently they are. Apparently if you ask
them. It's really hurt them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you some numbers soon.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, now when do they do it? Anyway, yeah, keep going.
I can't wait to hear what's there because I know that there's a lot of people having a problem with the SSDs, like wiping themselves and stuff like that. So.
Well, no. See, basically if you're trying to run a PS4, I wasn't sure exactly how they was trying to say. They talk about rebuilding the internal database. Where a PS4 game on an external drive can basically brick your system, and sometimes it triggers it. What they said was I don't know what that means. I'm not
like rebuilding databases.
Yeah, so it basically just fucks it up. Rest mode is a big problem, and
it doesn't work, does it?
They're recommending you quit your game before you let the console go into rest mode, which is fantastic. On the Xbox, you can have like 20 games going and just stop them and start them at any time. Yeah. So basically it's just bugs everywhere. Now the reason I'm bringing that up is it really hurt them in Japan. Because so far the PlayStation 5 sold 118,000 units, and the Xbox X Series X has sold 21,000. So they're outselling the PlayStation's outselling Xbox.
But that's
5 times.
Yeah, but that's still not nearly
6 times.
Yeah. But that's not a surprise. Shut up.
No, it's 6.
Yeah. But that's not a surprise though, is it? Like I said, I still think that's where they'll partner with people like Sega or whoever and do like a distribution deal through them or something.
Is it just because being Microsoft's the American company, they just it's never going to happen?
And the controls too big. First person shooters don't sell well in Japan, so you know what I mean. And considering a lot of Microsoft games are first person
games. I actually said this to a person, my understanding is that the first person shooters,
yes, they give motion sickness.
They're not. If you said as a general term, the Asian gamers aren't as good at or have trouble playing them.
Yes and no. I mean, the Korean Overwatch League shows you that's not necessarily true.
But it's a generalisation, right? But the fighting games, really good at.
Anything with a more technical basis,
I said that something along those lines, and I actually had some guy abuse me for being racist for saying it. I was like, I don't understand that. You look at esports.
It's a broad term. So I remember we were playing a third-person shooter once. Maybe it was EDF, maybe it was something like that. And we were just like running around in the game, spinning the camera. Not even that badly. And so poor Kenny's hit the ground. He's like, I can't watch this anymore. He's like lying on the ground, just can't hack it. And we're all just like, us Guelo were just like, the fuck? Like, just running around.
I remember that from Deus Ex.
Yeah.
I say Guelo a lot.
Yeah.
Do I just say something bad?
Just like foreigner. Just like saying guys.
Crop it and put it out on Twitter.
But yeah, so there's also not that push in those. Like, again, Korean Overwatch League is probably the exception. But as far as CSGO and all that goes, CSGO is heavily dominated by Europeans, Americans, Russians. Dota is heavily... That league is full Korean, basically. Like, league is Korea and China. China is Dota. You know what I mean? Dota's got a pretty big spread. Like, Europe, Russia, and China are the main Dota communities, as far as, like, competitive goes.
My wife and her brothers and sisters can't... If you show a game spinning, they just lose.
I can't.
They get all disoriented.
So you know the 3D. You know the 3DS. The 3D on a 3DS.
Yeah.
I can't use it. I can't watch a 3D movie. It gives me a headache. Like, it doesn't make me, like, spin out or whoa. But, like, if I sit, I have to squint to see the 3D effect, and it's just not worth it. So I've been invited to, like, early release movies.
Yeah.
And I've had to sit there without the glasses on and watch, like, the double focused, like, everything's, like, double, like, it's kind of slowly shifted off. It's
You're
like,
old before your time.
I know, but no, just my eyes don't work that way.
Like my eyes.
My eyes, yeah. But, like, so, because I remember, because I went to get him tested after, like, is everything wrong? He goes, no, you're slightly long-sighted. He goes, you're long-sighted slightly better than 20/20. He goes, but your short vision, eventually when you hit the age I'm at now, you'll need to start worrying about it. And I'm still okay for now. But
actually, about 47, 48 is when all guys, their eyes, about just late 40s, eyesight just goes...
Yeah. Well, yeah, but apparently he goes, your long distance vision...
A lifetime of fapping.
He goes, your eye... Your lenses are good for long vision, so you'll be fine for a long time for a distance. I agree with 3D gimmick. I'm glad that we don't have to do with 3D anymore.
It's a technology that's just come and gone.
Yeah, you're the kind of boomer who can afford it. And
well, not like Luke from Kotaku who gets his stuff sent for free and complains. Yeah. But anyway, what we got here? Tweak 4 guys. Yeah, okay. All right. There's PS5 has a lot of bugs, but it's not hurting their sales in Japan.
Yeah.
They are 6-1 outselling.
But I mean, that was always what they expected. 118k isn't as many as you'd think. I would argue that is an indictment of their hardware shortages. I would say Microsoft knew every day that they were going to sell 20,000 Macs, right? Now, they would have sold that in Australia. Just for reference, they would have sold 5,000 Xboxes in Australia.
Yeah, but that's still 7 times as many Xboxes as they've sold so far, like in all the previous models. Yeah. I mean, Xbox sales in Japan have been so ridiculous. Yeah. Might as well be like the old, like... Gizmodo or something. Like it's Gizmodo. I mean, look, can't be anything.
Yeah, look, it was always the case. Xbox. I mean, you go to like Yodobashi Camera, which is like their big electronic department store, and they'd have literally one bay of Xbox, and they just have like wall displays of Nintendo and DS stuff and Switch stuff, and
you know. I still miss that in Japan. You walk into a shop and there'll be Sega Saturn and Sega Dreamcast games everywhere, and every shop you took me to, I was like,
I knew where to take you. Yeah. It's a shame we can't do travel businesses at the moment, hey?
Well, it'd be too soon. Yeah, next year.
Yeah,
Travel.newgameplus.tv. All right, cool. I had one more thing. It's just about the Game Awards. Actually, I'd like to say congratulations to Steve for being a judge. I think he's a judge.
I'd like to say congratulations to Alana Pierce. She got nominated.
Yeah, she got nominated. I don't know who the hell the others are, but those awards. Alana Pierce got nominated as Best Content Creator.
You're talking to preaching to the choir there, Roz.
Yeah, Miss Japan. So Alana Pierce got nominated as one of 5 nominees for the Best Content Creator. I got no idea who the other 4 are, but then it's not my thing. So
now she's not a content creator, yeah? She got hired at Santa Monica.
I did see as a writer, video game writer. Yeah. So good on her. But the
hopefully she can make God of War 2 better than God of War 1.
The Content Creator Award is basically just people I know on Twitter. That's all it is. Not I know, but you know what I mean. It's the judges.
Well, I don't know. I've known Alana since she first started doing all this. When she first started her Charalanazar channel all those years ago. So I'm just super happy for her. I'm glad to see her succeed. She was always a gun in the old days, and she's definitely not lost her steam as she's gotten older.
Well, hopefully she'll get an award on the way
out. I hope so.
So I was going to mention there are categories. I won't go through who they are. There are categories for best esports athlete. Athlete's probably a general term.
Who's the list? So I know best
esports team.
Best esports team. Team Secret did get nominated, and Team Secret should win because they are so dominant in Dota at the moment. It's unbelievable. It's Hawthorn mid 3-peat. That's how dominant.
2013 to 2015.
Yeah, of course you did exactly right.
Keeping me alive.
Yeah.
And Stuart Jew for 5 minutes in 2008.
Stuart Jew, mate. That was. And they didn't want him. They were like, it's the best part of it. It's the biggest redemption.
He was actually, when he got drafted, he was literally in a pie eating contest in Darwin or something, right? He was stuffing himself full of pies.
And he definitely didn't stop until he got to that preliminary final match. Was it preliminary or grand final?
See, he's done well though, because unlike most players that when they retire and go into coaching, he's managed to maintain his playing weight.
Yeah.
He's done pretty well. So, no, I couldn't love Stewie Dew anymore. But anyway, where was I going with that?
I always found that funny, like, all the footy players play so much, earn so much nowadays. But Jason Dunstall, even when he was like the best full forward in the league, him and Lockett were probably 1 and 2. He was still working for TNT during the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were normally school teachers. Back in the 80s, all the
players sports teachers,
school teachers.
Our old footy teacher was a Tigers reserves player, so yeah.
Yeah, even Buddy Franklin's contract is going to look smaller in a few years. Although, as I've said, I reckon in 20 years' time they're going to struggle. There's going to be a lot of money, but the kids just
trying to milk it. Yeah.
It'll be a private school thing. It'll be something that's private.
Like Xavier. I was made the joke to Liam, because he went to Xavier, so yeah.
Okay. Hey, Capo Liam. Anyway, so all right.
So you don't play for Hawthorn. What good are you? Like every other Xavier boy.
So there's Esports Awards for best athlete, best team, best event, best host. That's good to see. So Esports getting a big
vote for Team Secret if you
selection of them. The best Esports nominations are Call of Duty. It said the Call of Duty game. I was surprised it wasn't Warzone.
No, it'll be the main one. It'll be
it's the main one. Okay, cool.
Black Ops 4 or whatever.
Counter Strike Global Offensive, Fortnite. Oh, Jesus Christ. Stop it, guys. Yeah. Stop playing that shit. League of Legends. Lols. And Valorant. What's Valorant?
Valorant's the League of Legends shooter. That's their shitty version of CSGO. It looks shit. It looks like the shittiest versions of... If you were to say to some Chinese developer, hey, can you knock me out a mock-up version of Overwatch meets CSGO? That's what Valorant is. It looks shit.
Okay, how come in the best esport, it's not... hopefully I haven't got this wrong, but how come... Something like Overwatch, which is a legit big esport with franchises.
Not anymore.
But I thought, don't they have franchises?
They got rid of it
China?
all. Blizzard got rid of it all.
Serious? Okay,
a lot of it,
way out of it.
And the problem with Overwatch was always trying to force that in from the top. Like, CSGO is still... I mean, basically, Valve doesn't support CSGO at all. It doesn't support Dota at all, basically. They make
that's my question. Why is Dota not in there?
Because Dota's too hard. It's too hard a game.
It's only got one map. How hard can it be?
Yeah, no, it's very hard though. But like, so think of it like this: the unique combinations of heroes.
Yeah, Alex said, "Where's Rocket League?" Sorry,
Rocket League is
Rocket League, Dota, also the fighting games. Why are they in there?
Yeah,
Tekken, Street Fighter 5. These, to me, to have Fortnite, League of Legends, League of Legends like 100 years old.
Yeah, it's 2 years younger than Dota. So
and like, okay, I get Call of Duty, but okay, where's the
Call of Duty? Who cares about Call of Duty except America? No one plays Call of Duty.
Okay, well, where's the fighting games? I mean, they're massive.
I agree. Where's Tekken 7? I agree.
Yeah. So I was actually surprised. I thought when I looked at the list, I went, "Oh, is this like a list from like 3 years ago?" Like Fortnite,
yeah, for sure.
Is Fortnite still a big thing?
Rainbow Six Siege is another good suggestion there. I agree. I think Siege is great.
And Rocket League, I'm stunned by.
I agree.
Left it off this list.
I would rather play Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, CS:GO. Basically, any game on that list, except for LoL, because I'm a Dota player, so you're not allowed to. But over Valorant. Valorant looks so bad. I don't understand.
Why? But surely Dota... Okay, it's your area more than mine. But would I be going out on a limb and saying Dota would have to be the biggest esport, though? Sure.
Nah, it's CSGO. If you're talking numbers, it's CSGO or LoL for pure numbers.
Serious?
For sure.
Okay. I just found it weird that
Dota's a dying game. It only has 400,000 active players per month. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And it's like, I love Dota.
21,000 people on Xbox.
I say to everyone, Dota is probably the best game that's ever made, but probably the worst thing that's ever happened to the gaming community. Because the community is so awful and toxic, but that video game is genuinely the best video game ever made. And I 100%. As far as a competitive multiplayer game is, it is perfection. I can't stress it enough. Yeah, I love Dota, and I genuinely think that it's a way of life. You have to get to that point where it's like, it's like.
Look, I know you guys are all over it, right?
Overwatch is dead now. Warren, like we was saying, it's just there's no.
Really? Oh, okay. I didn't know.
It was always bad to watch. It was so hard to watch. The viewer tools were awful. Like the broadcast tools were awful. Like Dota's got decent broadcast tools. CS:GO's got great broadcast tools. Even Valorant's got okay broadcast tools. And you need that if you're going to keep interest in the series. And Overwatch has always looked too busy. What
happened to fake Overwatch Paladins that someone playing for?
So the hybrids still make heaps of money. They make money hand over fist. They do once a year. They do their come to Georgia and will play Smite, Paladins. What's the new one? Rogue Company or whatever it's called. That's their 3 sports. They are making enough money in position 3 of all those particular brands. So the shooter's not quite Overwatch and it's not quite Valorant, but it's third and it makes a lot of money. They have Smite, which is probably the third one after Dota and LoL, and then Smite. Like, as much as they wanted it to be Heroes of Storm, it's Smite. And then Rogue Company's the kind of the tactical team-based shooter that they want to do. You know what I mean? Like, they're always happy to just make the games they're making and make the money they're making. Like, that's the one thing that Hi-Rez do well, is that they ain't greedy about it. They don't get greedy. They don't go, we need to be number one. They're like, we make a game that we enjoy, and because Smite now has Ninja Turtles and all the people from Avatar. So, like, they got the Nickelodeon crossover.
I saw the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Anyway, anything else? Or should we wrap? 1 hour.
I was going to say best game. The best game nominations were Animal Crossing, the new Doom game, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Is they getting a little bit carried away there from the Final Fantasy fans? Ghost of
Tsushima.
Yeah, let's go with that. Something called Hades.
Yeah.
And Last of Us.
So those last two. If I'm a betting man, I'd say those two, Last of Us 2 and Hades, are probably 1 and 2 for New Game Plus. If I was a betting man, where are we going to put?
Last of Us 2 is going to win because it's.
I thought Red Dead Redemption was going to win. It didn't.
Really?
Because people have no taste, so it's fine.
Well, Cyberpunk 2077 with the delays has put itself in that dead zone where it's probably
we've had to make that rule this year that from now on, Game of the Year is going to be considered from December to November, as opposed to being January to December. Do you know what I mean? Like, so as opposed to being calendar year, we're going to have to go. No, it's December of 2020 to November of 2020.
Otherwise, anything released in December gets forgotten about early next year, but too late to make because everybody's got their deadlines.
For sure.
When we were doing the TV things, I remember we were trying to do the Game of the Year in November. So it's like, and sorry, spoil it for any point.
We're currently got the form and the vote tallying starting at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So yeah. And we're going to do some cool. We're going to try and do some cool community stuff for Game of the Year this year as well. So
anybody that votes for Sonic Forces or Deus Ex Human Revolution gets a T-shirt. It's got. But
apparently, Among Us can get best multiplayer game.
I'm going to hop on 4chan.
Game from 2 years ago.
Among Us. Yeah, well, that was a game that people only discovered this year. That got done for best mobile game. One of the best mobile. I didn't go through all the nominations. We can do them another time, but we're done now.
Genshin's going to win mobile game.
I was just surprised by the esports because I mean I'm not as into it as you are, but I was just surprised the names I expected to be there.
Yeah, because you hang around us is the problem. Like that's your lens to that.
Yeah, and you're all Dota tragics.
Look, Warren, I'd say go watch our review because I think it's on the website at the moment. It's airing tomorrow.
My son wants to buy it. Should my son drop $115 on the deluxe
Absolutely
edition?
Not.
Okay.
It's fine. Has he played 2?
Yeah, he's played through 1 and 2.
Okay.
He loved them both.
Alright, quick review. 2-minute review. No, it's 1 minute review. Watch Dogs is fine. So I had 28 lockups on Watch Dogs. It stalled on me 28 times. Just putting that out there.
The new one?
Yep. 28 times.
Why are new games so bad?
Anyway, I haven't played it on the Series, so maybe it's better on Series X. But like, I would say if you see it cheap, like if you see it for, I'd say $60, 60, 70. If you like 2, the core gameplay loop is similar enough that it's interesting. It's going to be fun.
But don't go the deluxe edition. Don't go the extra.
No. It's pointless because the recruit people thing. Like it's pointless and it doesn't work as well as they wanted it to. So it's like the idea is you recruit people, and so you recruit, say, someone who has access to a shotgun. Well, that's handy because you never know if you need to like raid a base or whatever. Yeah, but then to give them a second.
Are you in England?
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? That's what where they didn't go into the gun laws.
They carry knives.
They've got stricter gun laws than Australia.
Yeah, they'll got knives.
Yep, and the coppers don't even have guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have sticks.
Yeah.
BT sticks.
BT sticks. Truncheons.
That'll do.
Yeah.
But all the criminals have knives.
Yes.
It's stabby capital of the world.
Yeah. Because, but I mean, at the same time, the argument is like, but they'll just stab instead. Yeah, but they won't have a gun. Like, don't have 30 bullets to kill someone.
But nobody in England's walking around with a shotgun in the street.
Yeah, exactly. and all these transients apparently have shotguns, and then you try to equip their second weapon to be a lethal weapon, but no, you have to use the stun weapons. And I'm like, this guy's willing to die for the cause. He's willing to kill for the cause, right?
Yeah.
Why can't he just kill? Like, why do I have to give him a second weapon that is like less lethal when he's willing to rip out a shotgun and just start disemboweling?
So they're forcing gameplay on you.
Well, it's an oversight in what they're trying to do. My argument would be 2 things: don't pay a full price for it. If you see it cheap, get it cheap. Number 2, if you do play it on permadeath, because then there is a stake attached to it that isn't attached to it previously.
Are you suggesting it's too easy without permadeath?
I don't say it's easy. I would say that you will question who you're going to send into battle more. Because if you don't want to lose your good operatives. Like, I got one. She was my number one smiling assassin. She had, like plane grenades. She had 2 assault rifles. Yep. If I needed to go in and just wipe the place out, I sent her in. But if I had permadeath on, and you can't turn it on once... If you've started the game without it, you can't turn it on.
Yeah.
If I had turned it on, then she would have, like I would have questioned whether I was going to send her into battle.
So you're saying like in XCOM,
yes,
where you got permadeath and there's some soldiers like...
I still remember the end of XCOM, and I had one sniper, and I'd had him from the first map,
and
I had him all the way at the end, and I had the choice. Everyone dies but him, or he stays back and provides cover, and they all escape with the objective to get off the ship in time. And Jeff... I know, you're smiling down on me from XCOM heaven, but you did your job, son. You did your duty right to the very end. I could have done that. It was that or all the other... But see, you didn't like the ending of Last of Us 2, so that Last of Us 1, so that doesn't surprise me.
It was a waste of a game, because everyone was immune anyway.
No, that's not. It's not. What are you talking about?
Wasn't there a religious group in Last of Us 2? Wasn't there a heap of people in Last of Us 2?
Don't let me explain it to you next. We'll do next podcast. Will be the Last of Us 2 podcast.
We've already done 20.
That's true.
About it.
That's true. But no.
Wasn't there a religious faction that was immune to the thing?
No.
Okay.
No. That's what I'm saying. 4chan wise. That's what I meant that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, 4chan wise.
You know, 4chan is the best source of political fiction. I reckon.
Shout outs to Jimmy Boy. We know you.
to BD and on and on. But no, I reckon if you're, you know how we're talking about movies before, and you have to. If you're a movie writer and you're looking for an idea, go to 4chan, go to Poll, right? And some of the work by the guys in there claiming to be secret FBI. And I've said many times, 4chan is full of FBI agents LARPing as normals and normies LARPing as FBI agents. But some of the dudes in there, or could be girls, pretend to be FBI agents and that. The stuff they come out with would make beautiful movie plots. Even QAnon would make a fantastic movie.
Right? Yeah, it's just a shame that we're living it,
yeah. But no, seriously, if you want good movies, go to 4chan. That's the best scripts around.
On that note,
it is great stuff.
On that note, let's wrap it up. Warren did bring up the point about E3 earlier. Do you think E3 will come back? I think after the email controversy into COVID, I don't see a point.
I think it's dead.
TGS will be back because Japan is 50 years behind everyone else.
But they love their games.
Yeah, they're
proud of it. No, I mean, we're not as proud. In America, they're just not as proud about it. Japan is part of their thing, part of the culture.
But I mean, PAX is still big. People travel all from across the country.
PAX is a network event for wanker journalists.
Yeah, only because that's the side you see.
Yeah.
If you're a normie showing up there and you like to play dice games, you like to play this, there's plenty of things to see.
I'm not a wanker journalist.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them.
No, but you see it. You know the faces.
It's what it looks like to me anyway.
And so you go up and talk to junglers and shake his. Doesn't matter.
I love Jung.
I know you do.
He's always been nice. I love him.
There is a Suicide Squad game coming out. I thought they confirmed that. It's got Shark Boy...
Yeah, movie
Captain
time.
Boomerang.
Hey, look, it's a movie time. Yeah. Just wait for the review.
It's made by Rocksteady, the Batman people, the guys who made Arkham Asylum.
Oh, so it's going to be like Spider-Man.
Well, no, the other way around. But anyway, let's wrap it up. It's 111 minutes. Like we've got
we've done it.
Not 111 minutes. 71 minutes. 71. Yeah, I can figure out the division of 221.5 million, but I can't work time.
Still okay, cool. All right, go to newgameplus.tv for everything. Tomorrow night in Melbourne, the show's on. This is why we're doing this Sunday night. We're going to try and do this every Sunday night now.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, and that way it also gives us some content for Sunday night, because I think Sunday night it was a show. I mean, that was obviously the one thing, at least when we had you and I was in the old place or whatever. There was always something we could jump onto and talk shit
we used to
about.
just crap on anyway. Yeah. I used to be trying to stream the game, going, "Would you guys shut up?"
Friday 9:30 in South Australia. Apparently the television guide is wrong. Someone contacted our Facebook page and told us it was wrong, so it's 9:30.
Oh, I'm gonna ban all the sites everywhere.
I know.
Stop moving the show around.
I checked my Xbox Live profile the other day and I was like, what the fuck? These are some old times. Anyway.
On your description.
Yeah, so we've got the last Cash Warriors event for Cash Warriors League is next Saturday for Smash Ultimate.
Tekken was yesterday.
And then 12th and 13th of December is the big one. And then we got Christmas. We should have Game of the Year coming up for, I think, the 13th.
I bet I know what you're going to nominate.
December, 14th of December is when it should air.
Do I get a prize for guessing what your nomination is?
I've just said it before. Like, yeah, it's not even that hard. Again, to me, it's not quite as much of a slam dunk as Red Dead Redemption's game of the decade.
What won instead of that?
What?
Well, when Red Dead Redemption didn't win, what?
God of War, because people are fucking idiots.
Oh, the dad game.
My team of plebs, yeah.
Dad Simulator.
Yeah, New Game Plus is plebs.
You didn't sack them all for that.
I tried to, trust me. I'm making fun of me yesterday for it in the meeting we had. I'm like, man, you can all get fucked. Like, I'll make the show myself.
They mustn't sit very close to you.
Yeah, I know, right? You're one last point. You're a bogan. You grew up in Geelong. You understand. You understand that you run your fucking mouth and punch in the head. Most of my guys are nice middle upper class people. They don't understand the rules of engagement. You understand if you talk shit, you get fucking hit.
Here I am sitting at arm's length.
Talk shit, get hit. So you understand the rules. It's fine with you. You get it. But like, damn, it's not. There's no point. There's no point. Yeah, they're all very nice boys.
NewGamePlus.tv. Go check everything out. We'll be back next Sunday night. If you're listening on the podcast, we'll be back next week.
Yes.
So whenever I upload it. Yeah, cool.
Thanks everyone for watching.
I'll annoy Jason next week.
Yeah. See you later.